Hello friends, this is Kevin, aka K-Man1, coming at you with another episode of Pokemon FireRed version. In the last episode, we did a bunch of stuff involving the Pokedex, and we found a gem for Celio here in the thingy place. And in this episode, we're going to be running more errands around the Sevi Islands now that they've all been opened up to us. So, naturally, we are first going to be going to 4 Island, because that's the one next in numerical order. Pretty straightforward, I know. So, let's go ahead and see what there is to do here, and if it isn't this guy. Hey, Kevin! What are you doing here in the Sevi Islands? You should quit copying me, you know? Anyways, I already got my Pokemon eggs, so I'm done with this island. Ha! I bet you don't even know about Pokemon eggs. You'll never fill your national Pokedex that way. By the way, I saw someone we both know on this island. Why don't you go look around if it makes you curious? Me, I don't have the time to waste. Be smelling ya. Be smelling ya? That's not your tagline. What are you doing, Gary? The current is too fast, so we can't actually surf here, but we can smash a rock up here. And we get a star piece, which is a sell item. Very, very cool. So, here on 4 Island, there are a handful of different interesting things, not the least of which being the daycare. Like the one in Kanto proper, for each step you take in the field, your Pokemon that you leave with them will gain 1 experience. However, what is different is that if you leave 2 Pokemon of opposite genders in the same egg group, then you will start Pokemon breeding. There are a lot of mechanics to Pokemon breeding that I am not going to go over during this series, but if you are interested at all in competitive battling, then competitive breeding is very, very important, possibly even required. So, yeah, definitely look that up if you're interested, but I am not going to be going over all the mechanics of it in this series. I don't think there's anything of particular interest in any of the buildings, but I'm still going to search around just in case. Pokemarts are pretty much going to have the same selection as... Oh, hey, stickers. These are my stickers. Look how many I got. I bet you want some. I bet you do. I'll give you a sticker if you can tell me something awesome about yourself. What will you brag about? Hall of Fame. Oh, wow, you made it into the Hall of Fame. That's pretty good. Yup, I'll give you one of these. And so, here we get different stickers on our trainer card for having done different cool things. I'm pretty sure it's that thing on the top corner right there. I'm not completely sure. I didn't even know this guy existed up until 2 seconds ago. So, yeah. Cool. And look at these guys. Ready? Boing, we're having a body slam match to see who wimps out first. If you were to join us, you'd be squashed like a bugger. How about I teach you body slam for Pokemon of yours? I don't actually want this, but I just want to show it. I don't remember its power off the top of my head, but the important thing is that it has a chance of paralysis, which is very, very handy. So that is just something you can take advantage of. And Lorelei's house. So Laura is here. And there are a bunch of Pokemon dolls. Wow. Didn't know she was into that sort of thing. I don't know. The whole idea of the Elite Four being characters, it's expanded upon in later generations, but for the most part, you don't really have that many dealings with them. And so here we are in Icefall Cave. And so here is where we are going to first really be encountering a bunch of later generation Pokemon. But given that I'm going to be throwing up Super Repels galore, yeah, we're not really going to be running into any of them. But that is a-okay, because we have the power of friendship. And so here we get into one of the more annoying types of puzzles, and that is cracking ice puzzles. And so the big thing is you just kind of have to guess where you're supposed to fall through and where you're not. I was lucky and I chose the right path on the first try. And now comes... I didn't actually choose the right path. Heading back up. Here. Yeah, these puzzle areas aren't really the most, forgiving. You just kind of have to guess and keep trying over and over and over again until you finally get it right. And not that. You want here and there, and over here and up here, and right like this, and then boom. And I didn't mean to go up this ladder, but I'll go ahead and grab HM07 Waterfall. Waterfall is going to be, I think, the final HM in this game. I'm like 99% sure on that. And you might have noticed when we first entered the cave, there was a waterfall. And I didn't know we'd be needing this move right away, so I will actually be right back with someone to teach it to. BRB. Alright, and we're back in the cave. So, before anyone asks, as far as using Waterfall in battle, as far as my Pokemon are concerned, it's a strictly worse Surf. In this generation, it is a special move, and it has less power than Surf, and it has no ability to flinch. Well, to cause flinching. So, yeah, it is a strictly worse Surf for my purposes. Keep your filthy hands off the Pokemon in the cave. Do as I say, or you'll have me to answer to. Ah, shut it, lady, and leave us be. Don't let your glasses get all steamed up. Kevin, what are you doing here? No, we can catch up later. Right now, I need your help. Help me kick these poachers out before they do anything else. They've been catching Pokemon here, then selling them off. Are you ready? You take that one, please. And so, she's just casually 2v1ing, and we're taking on this guy. So that is pretty cool. But it's another Rocket Grunt, and you know what we do to Rocket Grunts. We completely destroy them, because something I didn't point out about the last ones is that they were really, really low level. Like, not even close to us in terms of, like, power. So, we will be able to sweep through them pretty easily, which is something I greatly appreciate. I'm going to go ahead and switch Omelette out so that she can start to catch up a little bit more in levels as well. Because, yeah. I'm trying to keep levels pretty even on my team, as always. And especially later in the game, because there are a handful of tough battles ahead of us. I want to make sure that all of my team is up to par. So yeah. And there will probably have to be more level grinding in order for me to take on the very, very final battles, but that is really just what we've come to expect at this point. But more on that later. We took down that guy pretty easily, and so we get to move on with our lives. We didn't plan on this. Crazy. Humph, so despicably weak. You, tell me, where have you taken the captured Pokemon? I'm smashing your ring once and for all. No way, I'm not telling you that. If you won't confess, we'll deep freeze you. My Lapras is furious for what you've done to its friends. Go, Lapras, Ice Beam. Why? Okay, I'll talk. The Pokemon are in the Rocket Warehouse on 5 Island. There, I said it, we'll be going now. But I doubt you'll ever make it into the Rocket Warehouse. Alright, and they run away with their tails between their legs. Kevin, thank you, but this is awful. I was born and raised here on these islands. I had no idea that those horrible criminals were loose here. So yeah, Team Rocket is here, and their base is on 5 Island, so we will definitely be checking that out. But something I want to point out here is that you can surf here. And I don't think there are any items here, but if I'm unmistaken, here at a very, very low encounter rate, you can find Wild Lapras, which is the only way you're able to do that in this generation. So, very, very cool if you want to take advantage of that. I personally don't care that much because I already have a Lapras, so if I wanted to use one, I'd just use that one. So yeah, at risk of making another pretty short episode in a row, but again, these are technically bonus episodes, so I don't need to worry too much about length. But I will go ahead and at least travel over to 5 Island to show that off a little bit. Boop. All aboard the thingy. Alright. And so, there is a lot more here, obviously. There's ways to surf up there. And there's stuffaroos if you head in this direction. 5 Isle Meadow. And we're going to be exploring most of this probably in the next episode. Yeah, I'm sorry. Episodes are going to be pretty short. From here on out, just because, well, some episodes are going to be short, some episodes are going to be really long. but it's post-game, so technically the level of content in each video doesn't really matter that much, or at least I hope it doesn't to you. And if it does, then really, really sorry, but I'm not gonna change it just for the sake of pacing. Anyways, in this episode, we explored 4 Island, which was pretty barren, honestly. But we found out that the rocket base is here on 5 Island, and in this episode, we're going to be exploring the area and seeing what the rockets are up to. See you guys then.